Hey everybody, Bryant with SFOT Source and SFFT Source. It's day 3 of the roller coaster road trip. Today is Six Flags Great Adventure. We had a great experience getting into the park, well, into the parking lot. We haven't gone in through the booth yet, obviously. But yeah, a great selection of roller coasters here, and they also have a safari and a Hurricane Harbor. We aren't going to go to the Hurricane Harbor, but we will likely do the safari. So let's go inside. Even though it's not very busy, we went ahead and got a Platinum Flash Pass, which cuts your ride times up to 90%. It also only gives you access to certain rides. The newer rides in the park typically only do Gold or Platinum. It was $110 a person, but since we don't ever come to this park, we said, you know, what the heck, and we really want to enjoy the day. And they have tons of rides, so we don't want to be overwhelmed by trying to fit everything in. You guys may recognize this ride. We have the Joker, of course, and then there's a Harley Quinn Crazy Train, which is more of a kiddie coaster. We're not sure what we're gonna do first, but strictly in the interest of getting a coaster credit, would we do this one? So just keep in mind, if you guys are trying to ride the Joker here, they require you to put your stuff in a ride locker. However, there is no actual ride locker at the Joker. So you have to go find one, put your stuff in, go back to Joker, ride it, pay for the locker, and come back. We just got off of Skull Mountain, which is kind of like a Runaway Mountain type of ride, except a different layout. It's very cavey and just kind of an indoor family roller coaster. Wasn't too bad. I do think Runaway Mountain was a little better if you guys have been to Six Flags over Texas. Just want to show you guys this restaurant real quick. It's very coolly designed. There's a lot of historical photos up on the walls and stuff. Very nice landscaping throughout various sections of this park. We are about to do Houdini's Great Escape. I'm gonna be real honest when I say I don't know what this is. This is the indoor queue holding area for Houdini's Great Escape. Lots of theming in here. Alright y'all, we just got off of Houdini's Great Escape. How do I describe that? Basically you get into a room and the whole thing spins and flips, and there's a lot of illusion there. It's definitely a very unique ride. Very cool, very creative at the same time. So, I don't know, maybe we'll do it again. We are here during the 4th of July fest, so there is the Coke stuff going on. But check out this restaurant. Look at the detail. It's pretty impressive. It's called the Yum Yum Cafe. Take a look at a relic from the past. All you folks from Six Flags over Texas are probably saying, dang it. They still have a parachute drop. We're gonna have to ride it for sure. For lunch, we stopped in the boardwalk area of the park and got a Philly cheesesteak. This has beef, cheese, peppers, and onions, and then it comes with fries as well. This is part of the dining pass. It looks pretty good. We just finished up the Philly cheesesteak. The meat and the onions and peppers were pretty good. Wasn't a huge fan of the bread, but it didn't destroy the meal. The fries were kind of your typical Six Flags fries, so kind of a hit or miss situation. So However, it is a unique thing. You can't get that at the Six Flags parks in Texas, so had to try it out. Next up is Green Lantern, which is the park's stand-up coaster. Next up is Superman Ultimate Flight. We're heading into the Golden Kingdom section of the park. It's actually pretty cool looking. This is where stuff like King Dakar and the drop ride off of King Dakar is at. We just rode Djaro, Drop of Doom, and that was the most ridiculous drop tower I've ever been on. 415 feet tall, you reach speeds of 98 miles an hour. Not for the faint of heart, but definitely the best drop ride I've ever been on. Super fun, guys. Now let's go ride King Dakar. Everybody, we just got off King Dakar, and I don't really have words to describe that. I've heard a lot of bad things about it, and I mean, it's a one-trick pony, but to be honest with you, where else can you go 128 miles and be launched that high? Really solid ride. You've definitely got to be ready for it. If you're not feeling very good or there's something wrong with you physically, don't get on it. But if you want that maximum thrill, it was great. I definitely want to take a little bit of a break and maybe go ride it later on in the day, but we still have a good amount of rides that we need to hit. El Toro, Bizarro, all of that stuff. You guys see those nozzles? We just rode the log ride and someone got us. But it felt really good, so I'm not even mad. They got sprayed. We're gonna give this one more try, y'all. This one right here controls a shower head. Key number 3 right there. It's a shower head. We're gonna get these people coming down the hill right now. We're easily entertained. Now they're really wet. One of the attractions our Flash Pass covers is the safari ride. For those of you who are not familiar with Great Adventure, they actually have a whole safari that you can partake in. So we're gonna use our Flash Pass to ride.
Say their name with me. It's really fun to say Oodad. Awesome. America. They are a flightless bird, so they are a cousin of the ostrich. And you know what you guys will be seeing later on. So take a close look at them, because we will see how different they actually look compared to ostriches. The males will have a black ring around their necks, and the females will not, and that's so you can tell them apart. Over there on your left, hiding behind that hill, you can see my favorite animal that we have here on the safari. They're bison, and they're my favorite, but don't tell anybody. The Americas from Europe as a game species, so we can thank the Europeans for these guys. They will have those white spots with them throughout their entire lives, while New Jersey's native white-tailed deer will have spots when they're babies, but then grow out. And you can see them over here on your right. The males, like I said, weigh up to 6,000 pounds. Then they are called white rhinoceros. But do they look white? No. So their name probably comes from miscommunication with the word wide, because they do have a wider mouth than most other. If you look at our African elephants, now all these elephants are females. So still both males and females do have those ivory tusks for the African elephants. They'll weigh up to 7 tons. They are 12 feet tall at their shoulder. As you see on that one elephant, they're the smaller ones. On your right and left, coming up over here, we're going to see some Asian water buffalo. And this is one of the better looks that we've gotten at them all day, because usually they're just in the water, so you can't even see them. Now, as you can see, these buffalo do look different from the bison. They do have longer tails and larger horns, and they're on the smaller side compared to the bison. And they are named for those white rings around their butts, which they do have. Now, they just spend a generous amount of time in the water, and that's to get away from animals who don't like the water, such as one of their predators, the lion. Color. And they are critically endangered in the wild, with about 250 left, and they are the largest gazelle. Those smaller antelope over there, right next to them with those horns, those are our black buck, and they are from Nepal, India, and Pakistan originally, so they are also not going to be from Africa. They have on their coats. The males will get 18 feet tall and weigh 4,000 pounds. The females 16 feet tall and 2,000 pounds. Their tongues are 18 inches long. On top of their heads, they do not have horns. Those are actually called ossicones. On our left, we do have Conan. That is our one male giraffe. Now, as these giraffes walk, you'll know.
Halfway through the safari, you can actually get off. There is a little gift shop, and then there are reptile displays that have actual reptiles in them. You can see there's a snake right there. There is a food truck at this stop point on the safari. There are dining pass options, and you can also get a souvenir cup refill, which, that's fantastic. This is an anteater. His name is Archie. That is the happiest pig you'll ever see at a Six Flags. Oh, don't fall.
Thank you.
For those of you who are Six Flags Fiesta Texas people, they have the same type of zip line here on the safari. It is $8 a person. It looks like if you do 2 people and you have a season pass, it's $6 a person. Unfortunately, it's broken today.
And that's because many of you may know that wildebeest are common prey in the wild, so the babies have to learn how to run with the predators as fast as possible. Alright, now who's ready for some lions?
Oh, he's ready. totally ready.
There's multiple females, like the ones on top of the platform, and there's some males. But there's only ever one alpha male in a pride. So the alpha male is actually the one who's lying down kind of alone back on the hill. His job is to protect the pride from threats like hyenas. So the alpha male is the one with the largest, darkest, fullest veins, so like Mufasa and Lion King. And his job in North America, but they're also the smallest. Coming up on your right, we have a den with a mama bear and her 2 cubs. I see the mama bear's out, so where are the cubs at? They're left, they're so cute! So we do have them in a separate enclosure so that they can grow big and strong before we release them with the other bears. Alright, so some more about those emu, those large flightless birds. So typically in the wild, tigers are very solitary animals. They like to live alone. Coming right up to us. The other one is lying by the gate. Hello. So Siberian tigers are the...
All I can say is if you guys come to this park, hands down, you have to do the safari, no questions asked. That's been the best part of this park so far, and it's, as far as employees and just experience, sorry, going downstairs, employees, experience, service, everything, it's been the best part of the park so far. Now on to some more rides. We are heading into Plaza De Carnival so we can ride El Toro. To keep going with the whole different types of food thing, we got the Southern Bowl of Comfort, which is mashed potatoes and gravy, corn, and chicken strips. It's kind of like something you get at KFC. We just finished the bowl of comfort food, and it was pretty good. The mashed potatoes definitely needed a little more flavor, but it was kind of nice to have. There's just a little bit more of a spread of options at this park, and it was really refreshing to have that, and you know, have something you can't get at Over Texas and Fiesta Texas. Over in the Metropolis area of the park next to Justice League, if anybody knows what this is from, it's from a past attraction. If anybody knows what it is, tell us in the comments below. This is the movie world area of the park. So you have your typical Batman invert. For you folks at Fiesta Texas, that is Goliath. And then of course Batman at Over Texas. You have Nitro this way, which is a really solid B&M Hyper coaster. And then if you swing around here, you have the Dark Knight coaster, which is an indoor Wild Mouse coaster, and actually it was really fun, had a lot of cool effects and everything. New for the park this year is Justice League Battle for Metropolis. Don't get it twisted with the Battle for Metropolis at Over Texas. We rode this earlier in the day, and it is definitely different. They've taken a lot of some of the issues from the Over Texas ride and really kind of meshed it all together and made it a much more engulfing and flowing ride. So if you do visit this park, don't sit there and say, I don't need to ride that because I've ridden it at Over Texas. You guys definitely need to ride it.
You guys are going on to the top of this guy's door. Let me hear you scream.
Alright guys, I always seem to get a nice shadow right on my mouth, but hey, at least I'm consistent. I was going to do it here at Great Adventure here in New Jersey. Very interesting park. I'm a little conflicted. I think maybe I set the expectation a little too high coming into this park. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of great aspects of the park. Our food service was above what you normally get at Six Flags Over Texas. And the food options were more unique. There were a few really good rides. The 4 main rides I would probably recommend, high thrill rides anyways. King to Caw, the drop tower off of King Dakar, El Toro, and Dark Knight. If you're looking for some other stuff, I would do Bizarro. I would also do the new Justice League ride. It's really great. One thing that you can't miss out on is the Safari. That was probably the most unique thing I've done at a Six Flags. I was very surprised that I did that at a Six Flags, and it was absolutely fantastic. There was a lot of coaster footage I really wanted to get, but this park really seems to be fighting a loose articles policy. We'll walk up to the entrance of a ride. They'll demand that we need to put our items in a locker. However, when you get up to the station, there's tons of drink cups and all kinds of other loose articles, so expect that if you come here, because it's very conflicting and very frustrating, and it kind of kept me from getting a lot of shots. There are very pretty areas of this park. However, there are very rough areas of this park. If you guys walk back behind Superman and Green Lantern, that's probably the worst thing I've ever seen at a Six Flags park. And I'm not exaggerating at all. It was, you know, it's to the point of, hey, can you hire somebody to mow the grass type of thing. I won't even get into the paint schemes and the lack thereof. But all in all, a really great selection, a very unique park, very different from the ones in Texas. We're gonna see if we end up at Six Flags America tomorrow. We're still kind of on the fence about it. We're a little worn out. But of course, as always, if we make it out there, there will be video, photos, everything. Make sure to check out our websites and everything on social media to keep up with our adventures and park stuff. Thanks for watching, guys.